Good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the charges against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've got a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit of the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. And if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. Now I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn.
Raise your right hand.
Do all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, none but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Melissa Dane. Morning, Miss Dane. What's your date of birth?
July 28th, 1988, sir.
Miss Dane, the charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint you an attorney from the Public Defender's Office?
Yes, sir. Would you appoint me a public defender?
Very good. I'll
please?
appoint the PD. State, what do you got?
Paraphernalia, 2015, that's it.
All right. Okay, Melissa, I have an address for you on Ponce de Leon here in Brooksville. Is that where you're living?
Yes, sir.
Were you living with Mr. Brake?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job these days?
Because of coronavirus, I've been temporarily laid off.
Okay. What kind of work were you doing?
I was a waitress at Waffle House for the last 10 years.
At where?
Waffle House?
Okay.
Sir?
Right. Okay. Melissa, I'm going to set your bond at $10. Condition of the bond, however, is that you have no contact with Mr. Brake while this charge is pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact him through social media, you don't have a third person contact him, don't go where he lives, don't go where he works, don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting him, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if he wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision he is allowed to make. He may go to the state attorney's office or contact them and tell them that he's not interested in pursuing this matter. But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who will be handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I have to hold you today up until 4 p.m. so that if he wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact. Because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. As far as that address on Ponce is concerned, as long as he stays there, you'll have to find someplace else to stay while this charge is pending. You can go by one time to collect your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need for wherever you plan to go. To do that, however, you must contact the sheriff's office. They'll arrange a time to meet you there with a deputy who will stand by while you collect your things and get going where you're going. I'm going to have you back in court on the 20th of May. Very important that you call the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tyler Danner. Morning, Tyler. What's your date of birth?
July 2nd, 2003.
All right, Tyler, first issue I have is a warrant signed by Judge Toner. He found probable cause for one count of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. And then it appears, Tyler, that you're currently on probation in Citrus County. Is that right?
I'm on probation here, but I guess they run a concurrent.
Okay. Is your probation here for a case that was here or that it started in Citrus?
Yes. Yes, sir.
It's a local case.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's it, Citrus? Oh, yeah, he has, that's a hold. Okay. All right, well, then there's a probable cause arrest for the VOP. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I got a lawyer.
Okay, what's your lawyer's name?
William Whitehead.
Okay.
They call him Bill.
Yep, I know Mr. Whitehead. All right. So Tyler, obviously the bond on the VOP is going to be no bond. I'll leave the bond on the Judge Toner's warrant at $10,000. I'm going to move those cases both to May 20th. They told you the 26th. We'll have you back on the 20th. Make sure that you get a hold of Mr. Whitehead and let him know that the court date is May 20th, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jalen Leathers. Morning, Mr. Leathers. What's your date of birth?
March 5th, 1999.
Jalen, I got possession of marijuana and resisting without violence. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel, or would you like the public defender?
Yes.
I'll appoint the
Sir.
PD. State, what do you got?
Appears to have no record, Your Honor.
All right. And Jalen, I've got an address for you on Eastmount Drive in Valrico. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
I brought you to Hernando County.
A friend had a birthday party.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Work at Amazon.
Oh, okay. I will, on the marijuana, I will release you on your own recognizance. On the resisting, I'm going to set a bond of $500. So it's $500 to get out. You'll be back in court on the 20th of May. Very important that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Aaron Kosmicki Klein. Morning, Aaron. What's your date of birth?
May 13th, 1960.
Aaron, I've got two charges, possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You plan to hire private counsel. Or would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Defender.
I'll appoint the PDs. Take what you got.
2017 paraphernalia, FDA from 2018. That's all I can confirm this morning, Your Honor.
Ms. Kosmicki, I have an address for you on Montego Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long you been there?
8 months.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
No.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked?
2005.
Okay.
Disability.
Are you on disability or something?
Yes.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,000. I'll have you back in court on the 26th of May. Very important that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Nancy Stepina. Want to miss what's your date of birth?
January 28th, 1971.
Nancy, you're here on a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like the public defender?
I'm gonna hire attorney.
Very good.
Have one.
State, what do you got?
2009,
Private. Brian's Rubens.
2009 uttering. 2012 uttering. Couple of drug cases. It's a misdemeanor battery. So withhold in 2016. FTA in 2016. And that's all I can confirm this morning, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And Nancy, I have an address for you on Alice Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
It's been 3 years now.
And you live with Mr. Hibbard?
Yeah, I don't know anyone out here.
Okay. You have a job these days?
No, I'm disabled.
Okay.
Yes, it was a big misunderstanding.
Well, they usually are.
Yeah.
All right. So Nancy, what I'm going to do is set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that you not have contact with Mr. Hibbard. Did you hear me explain no contact a moment ago?
Mm-hmm.
Did you understand that?
Yeah, but I live there, so what's going to happen?
Well, you're not going to go back there. You can go back one time to...
I don't know anybody.
Okay. If you go back and you're not there with the sheriff's deputy, you will be violating the no contact order. You'll be returned to the jail without bond. Are we crystal clear about that? Yes or no?
Yeah, I guess. I mean...
No, you can't say, yeah, I guess. Yes, you're sure, which means I'll leave the bond at $500. No, you're not, and you're going to go anyway, in which case I'll set your bond at no bond, and you won't get out. Do you understand no contact, yes or no?
Yes.
There you go. You'll be back in court on the 20th of May. Make sure you tell your lawyer about that date. Thank you very much. Michael McDonough. Morning, Michael. What's your date of birth?
1/29/2000, sir.
Michael, we've got a charge now of dealing in stolen property. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I think I already have a...
Yeah, I think we gave you the PD on the other case, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And state, I don't think you got a lot of history. What do you got? It's the open charge is related to this.
Right. Trespass in 2019, February 2019, which is a conviction. That was knocked down from burglary, and then the pending burglary stuff.
Okay. All right, Michael, I'll set the bond on this one at $2,000. We'll move it to the 20th of May. That's where your other stuff is. Give you the public defender so you have all your cases with the same lawyer on the same date, all right?
Sir, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there any possible way you could consider giving me ROR so I can do my best to fight this case from outside of jail?
Yeah, I'm not doing that today. That's when you speak to your lawyer. That's something you can talk to them about, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And then the last guy on the list is Spanish speaking. I'm going to have to call the interpreter. Rich, are you here for the docket cases as well?
I'm showing 3 cases.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
right. And jail, are the folks that are on the arraignment docket, are they there yet or not?
No, sir, they're going to be on their way in as soon as we...
All right, well, I'll get a hold of my interpreter for the last case then. Hang on.
Yep.
I'm ready for Ryan.
Okay,
All right, thanks. All of this to tell the guy he's got no bond out of county warrant. What happens? Nothing? Welcome to Hernando County. Enjoy your probably protracted stay.
Here's Ryan.
Okay. Ryan?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Has this worked well over the phone, or is this going to be a lot of shouting and not understanding?
So far it's worked really well. I haven't done it. Hernando hasn't actually needed me, strangely enough, but Sumter has like 5 or 6 times since we've been doing it, and it's worked really well. But they have a different system, so I can't make any guarantees, but we'll definitely do the best we can. That's done great to me.
So, Mr. Valente is standing at the podium at the jail. Why don't you introduce yourself, and we'll see how we're doing.
Yes, sir. Buenos días, yo seré su intérprete. Todo lo que usted diga en español lo voy a repetir en inglés para que el juez entienda. Todo lo que diga el juez en inglés lo voy a repetir en español para que usted entienda. No soy abogado, solamente repito lo que se diga exactamente como se dice. Así que siéntase tranquilo que yo voy a repetir exactamente todo lo que usted diga y no me puedo intermeter de ninguna forma. ¿Bien?
Okay. Está bien.
Very well. That was, Your Honor, if you want to know what I just said, I'm going to repeat exactly what everyone says back and forth, and I'm not allowed to insert myself into the proceedings in any way.
And I need to know his date of birth.
Necesito saber su fecha de nacimiento.
Noviembre 15 del 88.
Interpreter like to verify, noviembre 15 del 88. ¿Correcto?
Sí.
9/15/88. Excuse me. The interpreter here. November 15th, 1988.
Right. Very good. All right. He's here on 2 warrants out of Hardy County.
Usted está acá en 2 órdenes de detención del condado de Hardy.
In the first warrant, the judge that signed the warrant believes that he failed to appear on 2 criminal cases.
En la primera orden de detención, el juez que firmó la orden cree que usted no compareció en 2 casos criminales.
He set your bonds on those cases at no bond.
Y él le fijó la fianza en esos casos en no fianza.
The second warrant is also a failed to appear warrant.
La segunda orden de detención también es por incomparecencia.
And the bond on that one was set at $500.
Y la fianza en esa se le fijó en $500.
And unfortunately, because of the COVID pandemic,
Y desafortunadamente, dado al pandémico del COVID,
I can't tell you when Hardy County will come and get you.
no le puedo decir cuándo el condado de Hardy va a venir a buscarlo.
And while we're waiting for Hardy County to come get you, you'll have to stay at the jail here in Hernando County.
Y mientras que esperemos que el condado de Hardy venga a buscarlo, usted va a tener que permanecer en la cárcel aquí en el condado de Hernando.
You understand?
¿Se entiende?
Sí.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Gracias, señor.
That's it. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day. Interpreter signing off. Bye now.